Subscribing to The Observer on YouTube couldn't be easier, and we're going to show you exactly how to do that. First, navigate to www.youtube.com/theobservernj. Once you get there, all you need to do is hit the subscribe button. Next to the subscribe button, click the down arrow and then all. And that's it. You're subscribed, and now anytime The Observer is live, you will be notified.
Hi again, everybody. It's Kevin Canessa coming to you live from the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com on this, the 13th day of January in the year 2026. Sure hope you're enjoying your Tuesdays, no matter where it is you are in the country. Here in the Northeast, it's been mild the last couple of days, even though sometimes with the wind you don't feel it as much. 46 degrees. Here in beautiful downtown Kearny, New Jersey. And as you do each and every Tuesday, you welcome me into your home so that I can bring you this week's news. But before I get into all the things that we have to cover today, and we do have a pretty ambitious show for you today, there is currently a water main break in Nutley on Cedar Street between Bloomfield Avenue and Ridge Road. Residents and businesses in the area may have some discolored water, so be aware of that, and there may be some water pressure issues as well. Once the repair is made, you're supposed to run your water for up to 15 minutes and not use hot water until you've flushed it through that cycle. So that's your public service announcement today here from the township of Nutley. Now, it was a busy week last week, because in our area, several towns had reorganization meetings. And we are going to show you video from the reorganization meeting in the town of Kearny and in the borough of North Arlington. Now, I don't ever start off this program by using another news source, but this is the first time I feel like I have to, because this was in the Hudson County View website, and there was a story about how two members of the Kearny Town Council had I don't want to say spat with Mayor Carol Jean Doyle, or a disagreement, because at that reorganization meeting that I just mentioned to you, the two councilmen in question here, which are First Ward Councilman George Zapata and Fourth Ward Councilman Status Theodoropoulos, the two of them were upset because they were taken off the ordinance committee. And I understand that. If I'm serving on a committee, I'm pretty ticked off if I know I was taken off the committee without an explanation or something of that nature. Okay. So these kind of things happen, but what George and Status did was they spoke to the Hudson County View, and both of them had some pretty strong remarks. This one here is from Councilman Theodoropoulos, where he said to the Hudson County View, "These sorts of threats and retaliation have become a constant theme throughout the mayor's tenure. The most surprising thing here is that she would publicly admit it for everyone to see. Still, Kearny has a huge budget deficit that we need to address." That is Status Theodoropoulos' comments to the Hudson County View. He's accusing Mayor Carol Jean Doyle of using threats and retaliation as a political weapon, okay? So I want that to be very clear, that this is Fourth Ward Councilman Status Theodoropoulos who said that to the Hudson County View. Now, this is what Councilman George Zapata said to Hudson County View. "The mayor wants the council to be a rubber stamp, and now she's saying that she'll run candidates against us who she can control. The people deserve independent leaders who will be honest about what's actually happening in town." Now, I have to tell you that this is perhaps the most interesting of the two statements that were made by the two members of the Kearny Town Council, and I'm going to say a few things about that. The first thing is Zapata says that And I'm going to tell you this, I like George. I get along with George really well. We have some great conversations. But in this particular case, I can't believe what they've said. And here's why. The mayor wants to run. Now she's saying she'll run candidates against us who she can't control. Now, if you've been watching the Kearny Town Council since 2023, going back into the summer months with the interim former mayor, Peter Santana, and Carol Jean becoming the mayor in November of that year, there was a lot of times where both George Zapata and Status Theodoropoulos were very disagreeable with Mayor Doyle. There was a lot of votes that were taken that were very, very critical of Mayor Doyle, that were about Mayor Doyle. Now, do you think for a second, and let's be very, very honest about this, that after 2 years of constant disagreements, votes that were sometimes spiteful or whatever it was, do you think for a second that she's just now telling you that she would be putting up candidates against you who she can't control, who she can control? I mean, this was a foregone conclusion in November of 2023 that there would be a primary in 2026. And it happened to start right at the reorganization meeting of 2024, which is very interesting because, and you're going to see it for yourself in this video, what they're accusing Mayor Doyle of doing, and it's using political reasons to take people off a committee, is precisely what they did in 2024 when Doyle was first elected and they had the first reorganization meeting. I want to set this up by telling you that there are a few people on the council who are no longer on the council at the time, okay? But at that moment, they controlled 6 of the votes and Doyle controlled 3. So it was a 6-3 split at the time. When that happened, there were several nominations that the mayor made that day that were amended by a group that Theodoropoulos and Zapata belonged to, and they completely came out of nowhere and were very, very much a slap in the face to Mayor Doyle. But I want you to see it for yourself. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about this again, about the comments that they made in relation to exactly the thing that they did 2 years ago, almost to the day. So take a look at this. This is the 2024 Kearny reorganization meeting. And unfortunately, the video that day was just a thumbnail, so it's impossible to see anybody on the screen.
Resolution 21 is appointing the following named council members for the council for the committee preceding the names on the calendar year 2024. I'm only going to read those that are the chairperson. Ordinance Zapata, Finance Doyle, Police Faceto, Fire Eckel, DPW Shade Tree Faceto, Water Konopka, Buildings Faceto, Licenses de Castro, Transportation Faceto, Lighting Theodoropoulos, Human Resources and Senior Citizens Eckel, Legislative de Castro, Environmental Theodoropoulos, Recreation Konopka, Insurance Faceto. Do I have a second on that?
I would like to pull this resolution for a separate vote, Mayor. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. I would like to pull this resolution for a separate vote as I would like to amend it. Specifically, the police committee. I would like to add Mr. Castro to the police committee and swap swap it with Solano to the fire committee. I think based on their work streams, I think it makes the most sense.
Now, I want to start off by bringing something up about what was just said here. At the time, the person who was speaking, which was Renato da Silva, was a member of the council for about 5 minutes. And the names that you heard the mayor read were the names of the people she wanted to be on the committees. But immediately, Mr. Da Silva interrupted, which he has the right to do, parliamentary procedure, and offered alternate resolutions, an amended resolution, to switch these committees, which the mayor did not want. Do you notice that this is exactly what they were complaining about to the Hudson County View about what the mayor's doing? They did the exact same thing 2 years ago. Here's more.
In all due respect, you're a brand-new councilman on here for 1 month, and you can make that decision? I don't think so. We have tried to pull this council together. What Councilman Konopka just did was the first person and first offense to what we've put together. Resolution 21 is appointing the following named council members for the council. Resolution 21, our committee, is that not correct?
Sorry about that. I accidentally hit the wrong button, but I'm going to resume this now.
And I don't have a problem serving on both police and fire. Initially at the meeting, there was no volunteers for the police,
And that's
and
correct.
that's why I volunteered.
From
on
my
that committee.
understanding.
Okay, so the way it stands
You weren't
on
there.
police now is Councilman Facito is the chair, Councilman Konopka is second, and Councilman Solano is the third. Are we good with that? Do I have to take a vote on that with those two ones? No, I don't think on these.
So there's a resolution, right, with these people listed. So if there's an amendment, we have to make the same way amendment to this resolution with all the names. It's a little awkward, but we do have to.
It's very awkward because this was all discussed in caucus. And so it's very awkward that they would come to a public council meeting and then do this. It's very awkward and disconcerting. Councilman, I'm not recognizing you at this point. So we are going to have to
I would
go.
like to say something because you mentioned my name earlier, and I just want to say something about that. You said you had a caucus meeting and it wasn't mentioned for the council president, and I told everyone there that council president, since I've been here, was always the person with the most seniority.
But that was not in writing, and I said that at the time, Councilman. I said that at the time when you brought it up. You didn't bring up a name for it. You said, isn't this
But
by
that-
seniority? And I said,
By
no.
seniority, and that was it, and you put a person's name there, and it wasn't the person with the most seniority. That's why I brought it up here today.
The reason that was because at the time, before all this happened, Carol Jean Doyle was the council president, and she happened to be the most tenured member of the council at the time. But prior to that, before she left the town council, Barbara Cifelli Sherry had been the council president and was not the most senior member. So it just happened to be that during those years, she was the council president and the person who had the most experience on the council. But there is no rule anywhere at any point that ever said that that role of council president has to be filled by somebody who has the most experience and the most tenured on the council.
To make an amendment, and we voted on it. We didn't vote on it that night. We should have. We didn't.
No, we didn't vote at all because it's a
Okay.
caucus and we don't vote in closed.
Exactly.
There's a caucus meeting, so
Exactly.
there are no votes, but
But
there
it was always,
discussion.
it's always been person most seniority.
You know,
I don't think that's correct. Right before you,
Sorry.
Mayor Doyle, it was rest in peace, Barbara Billy Sherry. And then before, she was not the longest serving, right?
Right.
You were. Am I correct on that?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's the history of
I
it.
said, since I was on here for 10 years, it's always been the person with the most seniority. That's what I can go by since I've been here.
That was former Councilman Rich Kanopka speaking.
Okay, that's
in case you were
resolution
wondering.
20 that's been amended and voted upon.
No, it's
So I guess the
21.
question is,
Yeah.
what are we doing with 21?
Yes.
So if there's a move to amend it, has to be specific amendment on the floor for the council vote. And it is a vote of the council, the caucus, yeah, it's advisory, but
Advisory,
the
yes.
governing body that determines the committees. And so, again, if there's not consensus to vote for the entire list, then there has to be an amendment. Unless you want to vote the entire list first, as currently written.
Well, let's just do,
Can we clarify the changes?
Yeah, we would have to do that if there's an amendment.
Sure. What I suggested was to replace Solano with De Castro. Solano will go to the fire committee, and De Castro would go to the police. That's based on the work streams. That's based on the interest.
it's not based on the work streams. Councilwoman DeCastro has served on the fire committee. Councilman Solano just got sworn in, so he hasn't been on fire. So that's what I'm saying. So you, who are brand new, have
Correct.
all of
Yeah.
these great ideas, which you didn't bring forward. And where are you getting that information that it's a work stream, using that term?
It is a work stream because Councilman Solano works for PSE&G. And as far as I remember, Mr. Castro is a registered nurse.
Let me explain this real quick. I think I skipped past this when I hit the wrong button earlier. But at one point, Councilman Dennis Solano said he wanted to be a member of the fire committee because in his work with PSE&G, which may or may not be a stretch, is because he was able to secure personal protection equipment for first responders during the COVID crisis. Do you remember? PPE is what they called it. So what that group that is today complaining about being taken off a committee did that day 2 years ago was to take somebody off a committee because one had more experience with PPE, which has had no bearing in 2024 anymore to the fire department. And they took off the fire committee a registered nurse in Councilwoman Mary Jean DeCastro. I want you to think about that for a second. Put on because of PPE, taken off as a registered nurse. Now, what that sounds to me like is retaliation or being disagreeable for disagreeing purposes because they had the votes at the time. It's the same thing that happened to them last week. Let's continue with this.
Correct?
That's correct. That's why
Okay.
she serves on the Board of Health.
Right, but we're not talking about the Board of Health.
No,
right?
we're not.
Yeah.
But what does the nursing have to do with the
Uh,
fire department or
ambulance-
police department?
Ambulance,
No, she's
is-
not on that. No, ambulance. That's Councilwoman Eckel.
So I'm a nurse and I'm a public first responder, and I have worked with fire departments, and I've also served in the burn unit and have taken care of a lot of firemen as a nurse. So I am well aware of public safety in the fire department. As I continue to serve in this council, and I did serve in this fire committee this past year, I attended the events and I attended the meetings, and my heart is with this community and is with the fire and police departments and every single department in regards to public health and safety. And that is my commitment to serve. So any questions on how I serve? You ask,
I'm not questioning
Okay.
how you serve.
no, you obviously had a question about my occupation as a nurse and how I serve. So
Not
I
how you
hope that
serve.
clears it. Thank you.
Not how you serve. No. And the last one was the Human Resources and Senior Citizens, and that was placing Mr. Theodopoulos as the leader of the committee, the head of the committee, and removing Ms. Eckel. I made a mistake before, Mr. Faceto. Apologies.
I think Mr. Solano wanted to say something.
Yes, I did. I've been trying, but you guys cutting. But reason why I wanted to be in the fire committee is because obviously I work for your utility company that's based, I serve Hudson County, mostly Hudson County, and I use the same PPE that firemen uses. So I was trying to use my expertise on trying to, better the fire department on multiple things. That's the only reason why. And I don't have a problem serving the police committee as well. But since I work with gas and fire, we usually work well with the fire department and at my job.
So,
again, let me just explain that. That was Councilman Solano speaking, and he was ultimately put on the fire committee because he had access to PPE as an employee around PSC&G. And that was, in the process, removing a registered nurse from the same committee at that moment. Now, I don't know. I don't know. Who knows better about a fire, a nurse or a electrician? I don't know the answer to that, but with a full absolute certainty, but I can tell you this. I would much prefer a nurse. I think when push comes to shove, if I needed to get something done medically or with the fire department, but that's neither here nor there. The whole point of this is all of that disagreement, all of this shenanigans, which they pulled 2 years ago, is exactly what they're complaining about with the mayor now. So let's continue here.
would you like to continue to stay on the police? I just heard your argument, but under the circumstances where Councilwoman DeCastro has been serving on the fire committee and has done an excellent job, are you asking for her to be removed and you put on? Is that what you're asking? I'm trying to figure it out because it's a little confusing. Maybe Stathis, do you want to step off the fire committee?
No, I would like to continue serving on the fire committee.
So he'd like to stay on too. So this is becoming a real show, let me tell you.
May I say something? I'm extremely disappointed at the behavior of many of my colleagues up here. This masquerade that you say you want to unite this council and you want to unite this community. I cannot believe how you sit up here and lie to the residents of Kearny. I cannot believe it.
Respectfully.
And if you're offended by,
Respectfully,
Councilman's
I'm not done.
You're not recognized.
If you're offended by what I'm saying, you're offended by the truth. So are you offended by the truth? Or are you offended by me exposing the truth?
Councilman, with all due respect, I take great exception to what you just said.
Good.
I have no issue with people that do not support me or have painted me whatever which way. I don't have an issue with about people saying in public on social media about me or about my family. I have no issue. That's part of the profession we're all in. But this is the second time you have stood up. Excuse me, sir. This is the second time you have stood up in public and have called not just myself a liar, but in a prior occasion, you called the members of this governing body liars. And that is unbecoming.
The residents of our town.
Excuse
And I
me.
take exception to
No,
that too.
excuse me.
Councilman Faceto proved to anyone
Council-
here where I lied.
Not recognized.
I never lied to anybody when I sit on this council.
All you do
Never.
is try to disrupt everything this mayor tries to accomplish.
That is not accurate.
That is not true.
Not at all.
That-
No.
Okay, I'd like to move the amended Resolution 21. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded
do a roll
by,
call.
Yes, we're going to do a roll call on that by Councilman Solano.
Councilmembers Kanaka.
Correct.
Yes.
DeCastro,
She voted
Lucido.
no.
No.
Zapata,
Yes.
Theodoropoulos,
Yes.
Solano,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Mayor Doyle.
No.
So, judge for yourself. You just heard it there, what happened 2 years ago, and you see what chaos that caused. It caused Councilman Faceto to say things which I think were true at the time in a very forceful manner. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of consternation. But that was because all of the people who were in those names before were in place to be on committees, and they did a backhanded move that nobody knew about, made the amended resolution, and those people served on the committees against the wish of the mayor. So when they complain to another media organization that, you know, she's playing politics, or, you know, she wants to run people against us who she can control, things of that nature, that's just so disingenuous, because it's doing exactly what they did 2 years ago. And we called them out then, and we're doing it again now. It's interesting because it's all happening in election year. Kearny deserves independent leaders who will be honest about what's actually happening in town. That is absolutely true. That part of the quote, that is absolutely true. But there is nothing wrong with a mayor who wants her council people to be aligned behind her. It's not so she can control them, it just makes life easier. And the two councilmen, Theodoropoulos and Zapata, should also remember that back in 2022, when they were freshmen and brand new to the council, they had, because of the support of former Mayor Al Santos, found their way on the ballot that year. And they fell in line right away during that time, in between when they became council members and the mayor, Al Santos, left to take on his judgeship. The number of times the votes were 9-0 were just extraordinary. I'm not saying that's a bad thing either. But if you're going to fault the mayor for wanting to put her own people in place, it's exactly what Al Santos used to do. The votes were 9-0 almost all the time. But it's the same now, but it's a big deal in 2026 because she wants to put up candidates who she can control. It's candidates who she'll get along with and not be disagreeable just to be disagreeable. Now, we had mentioned that all of this happened at the 2026 reorganization meeting, and I'm not going to play the entire thing because it's too long, but I do have some clips of County Executive Craig Guy speaking, the Mayor Carol Jean Doyle speaking, and Councilman Jerry Faceto speaking as well. So without any further ado, here is the 2026 reorganization meeting in brief from just about a week ago.
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations to the council members and to all the people that will serve Kearny. You folks probably have the most important job to help the council folks and the mayor complete their job. To everybody that's up here, we serve the people and we serve the residents of Kearny. So, Mayor, thank you for your true partnership, and thank you, Kearny, for the work that you guys have done to help Hudson County be a better place. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year and welcome to the town of Kearny and the reorganization. It's my great honor to be here with you as your mayor. I want to express my sincere and profound gratitude to the citizens of Kearny for your vote of confidence and continued support, for entrusting me with the duties and responsibilities of its service as your mayor and for giving me the opportunity to build upon and continue to shape our community's future. Congratulations to the newly and re-elected council members, Mayor Trudy Castro in the first ward, Jose Rodriguez in the second, Brenda Stevens in the third, and Jerry Pacino in the fourth. I couldn't do half of what I did without you. The professionals appointed to guide us and the citizens appointed to serve on the various boards and commissions. Thank you for your dedication, your commitment to service, and I look forward to cooperating with you. The effectiveness of government depends on the enthusiasm, engagement, and contributions of the citizens that make up our extraordinary community. This is what makes Kearny great. The community organizations, the businesses, the nonprofits, the churches, and the individual volunteers and citizens who care about our community and work each day to improve our lives and the residents. All of you generously offer your time, your talents, and you certainly could not accomplish what we do without your willingness to serve our community. Thank you to everyone who stepped up to serve. Your commitment helps strengthen the fabric of our community and the town we're so proud to call home. I want to thank all the town employees, the police and fire departments, the clerk's office, the finance, construction, code of appeals, DPW, personnel, health, recreation, library, and the new EZ departments. They all play a vital role in shaping our community. We work hard to keep the town physically stable and keep the day-to-day operations in order. This requires everyone working together, allowing the town to run efficiently and meet the needs of our community. I'll continue to work hard with the town council to meet obligations and perform our duties for all residents, including timely introduction and adoption of budgets and making physically sound and well-informed decisions with guidance from our professionals. First, it's critical that we continue to keep our community safe from crime and fire, and they provide all these available services and resources to ensure the health and wellness of our citizens. Safety and a healthy community are paramount to the quality of life we enjoy with our family and friends in our homes, parks, playgrounds, businesses, and throughout our entire community. We have one of the best police and fire departments in the state of New Jersey and across the country. The police department last year alone completed 1,199 arrests, 1,919 motor vehicle stops, 1,054 motor vehicle accidents, and issued 51,000 summonses. It's truly a testament to the service by all members that work tirelessly to protect and serve with great valor and the utmost professionalism. We will continue to invest in our town's public safety so that our police and fire departments have adequate resources, including the latest technology and equipment to keep our citizens safe. In 2025, we invested in infrastructure, public space, parks, pump station, street, and roadway improvements. Highlights include successful grant awards for roadway and utility improvements, completion of multiple lead water service replacement projects, advancements in recreational facilities, and ongoing efforts to address stormwater management and environmental compliance. Improvements continue with the Sanford Avenue Sanitary Pumping Station project, the Duke's Devon Tappan Pumping Station project to mitigate stormwater and flood impact. We expand access and programs in our libraries and recreation programs and continue to plan for the site improvements at the community and recreation center. Manor Park Playground was one of the parks renovated with substantial site improvements, including new playground structure and equipment. The Kearny Boathouse Dock Improvements Project included installation of a new floating dock system with ramps, bank stabilization, bulkhead enhancements, pavement improvements, and a gazebo picnic area with rain gardens. The project was funded through the NJDEP Green Acres program with a cost of $1,199,984. The new dock was completed in early spring 2025 with the use of the new cruise season, and I want to again thank our county executive for being there and giving credit for that. Thank you. The Riverbank Park Trail Project, the nearly $2 million project funded by the NJDOT, details the construction of a bike trail within the Riverbank Park. from Laurel Avenue to the Doyle Pavilion area, and including the construction of asphalt trail and benches and lighting. We look forward to make more improvements along the Riverbank Park and former sites of Skinner's and Raps Boatyard. The Kearny-led water service replacements and roadway improvement projects are all well underway, which includes construction of a roadway improvement consisting of drainage, infrastructure upgrades, ADA compliant ramp construction, road water service replacements, and roadway resurfacing. Line striping on the various roadways, a project funded through New Jersey Infrastructure Bank Financing Program, with construction taking place throughout the entire year. Again, we have to thank Hudson County. Kearny received a grant award in the amount of $482,941 for Bergen Avenue roadway improvements from Belgrove Drive to Main Street, with an additional grant request for $678,000 for the Laurel Avenue roadway improvements. The Hardy Field Improvements Project involved construction of 5 new artificial turf athletic soccer fields, drainage improvements, concrete sidewalks, concrete curb, forest parking lot, and a new playground area in the rear of the Hardy Field complex. This was $3,522,000 project and was funded through the MJG Green Acres program. The Futsal Storage Building and Restroom Project, which consists of a new storage building and restrooms near the futsal field on Passaic Avenue. Project is funded through the Hudson County Open Space Program, which completed the project and will include a new 700 square foot storage building to replace the existing storage building and the construction of a new restroom building. This project includes all site improvements consisting of walkways, benches, bike racks, and a green infrastructure rain garden. The Norman A. Doyle Pavilion Playground Projects involves construction of a modern playground. The initiative funded through the NJDEP Green Acres program had the project cost of $505,000. They'll feature a new playground structure designed for the ages 2 to 12, along with a 3-bed swing set, including 2 standard seats, 2 infant seats, and an ADA compliant seat. Site improvements include walkways, benches, parking lot, repaving, drainage enhancements, and green infrastructure involved. We'll continue our work with the development project at Riverbank Park and the New Jersey Green Acres program, which encompasses the development of a hard-tone recreation center. Additionally, we will continue with the Midland Avenue streetscape improvements, a project that will transform the Midland Avenue commercial corridor into a vibrant, sustainable, and pedestrian-friendly parks district. The project aims to revitalize and enhance Midland Avenue to boost economic development and community vibrancy. The project spans from Midland Avenue through Kearny Avenue to Davis Avenue, including Elm Street, Forest Street, Garofalo Place, and wraps around Arlington Depot Park. Estimated at $3 million construction is slated to begin in the first quarter of 2026. We look forward to completing renovations of the Health Department Annex located at 50 Belgrove Drive, 100% federally funded through the CDGD grants, with $1 million invested to strengthen local health resources, funding administered by Hudson County in partnership with the Town of Kearny. Again, Hudson County Executive Craig Guy, for your cooperation. Affordability continues to be a priority and is critical for our residents. The Town Council and I are committed to providing services in a cost-effective manner, and will continue to be diligent as we do our best to restrain property taxes. It requires that we do our best to stabilize property taxes and find ways to increase our property tax base, even if annual municipal spending has risen steadily. We'll continue to emphasize strong budget management and sound fiscal policies so that we can sustain the town's financial health. With 35% of the property taxes collected, the Town of Kearny provides all the following services: the police department, emergency management, fire department and fire protection, library, municipal court, public health services, senior transportation, Department of Public Works, snow plowing, street sweeping, tree maintenance, leaf collection, sewage water management, stormwater management, municipal playgrounds, recreational facilities and programs, curbside garbage pickup, capital projects including road resurfacing and park improvements, road maintenance and water utility, including a lead service line replacement. We will continue to grow our tax base through responsible redevelopment of commercial and industrial sites. We continue to encourage growth in our small businesses by offering the communities the incentive and encouragement opportunities. We approved a new pharmacy benefit management to reduce costs while maintaining strong employee coverage, which will save the town over $900,000 in 2026 while maintaining equal or better prescription coverage compared to the previous state health benefits program. We collaborated with the union representatives before adopting a resolution ensuring the change was the best interest of the town and its workforce. Our community is vibrant and resilient and depends on the intrinsic value of being inclusive and welcoming those who want to live and raise a family and work in our town. We will continue to find ways to improve access to reliable transportation and mass transit options for residents to commute to work and to school. Our proximity to New York City provides an opportunity to seek alternatives for commuters and our senior adult residents, including improved access to public transportation, shuttle transport, and bus service to and from various commuter stations. I will continue to advocate for our residents alongside our county and state representatives, including our legislative and congressional district leaders, to address funding needs and ensure that the needs of Kearny citizens are all in the forefront. I'm so proud of what we have accomplished during this last year and even more excited to celebrate new milestones and continue moving Kearny forward in 2026. The council and I will continue to work every day on your behalf to protect, help, and elevate our community. Thank you for the honor to serve as your leader. To my family, my daughter Megan, where is she? Stand up, Megan. My son-in-law, Michael. Yeah, my son, Norman. Norman, you'll stand up. To my two grandchildren, Ryan and Kelsey, to my sister-in-law, Joyce. I love you all. Thank you for your support. May your new year be filled with peace, health, joy, and prosperity. God bless the town of Kearny, the United States of America, and God bless each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Happy New Year, Mayor, and Happy New Year to my fellow council members and residents of Kearny. 2025 was another roller coaster year, but once again, the passion for our community has brought our departments, our organizations, service groups, and individuals in our community to help take care of each other. To all of you and our residents, I wish you good health and happiness for the coming year. And I offer my sincere thank you to the residents of the Fourth Ward for your support this past year. As a lifelong resident of Kearny, let me say it's an honor for me to serve you, the residents of Kearny. To the residents of the Fourth Ward, I'm thankful and humbled to represent you and to be able to participate in this system of governance. Thank you to all of the volunteers that have volunteered to serve on committees, commissions, and boards, because without your volunteer and your service, we wouldn't be able to achieve the accomplishments that we do each and every day. I look forward to working with my fellow council members and offer any help or assistance that I could and that might be needed. I've lived here in Kearny for over 70 years, and Kearny has always been a melting pot of cultures. With all the diverse cultural organizations in our town and different cultural activities, that's what makes Kearny exciting, and that's what makes Kearny Kearny. 2025 has brought us both challenges and rewards. Many of these rewards come in the form of community activities from our town and the service organizations that continue to blossom in Kearny. We treasure our new businesses that are opening in Kearny and welcome the new entrepreneurs with open arms. Kearny is truly blessed. We're blessed not to have not only one, but 3 veteran organizations in our community. They not only serve the veterans that are in our community or neighboring communities, they service our community as a whole, the youth and the aged and those in the twilight years. I've never been more proud the way our community has come together with selfless collaboration to take care of each other. With the challenges that face us all each and every day, we continue to witness the local clergy, our generous, very generous business leaders, and numerous service organizations in our town opening their doors and resources to all of those that are in need. Our police, fire, health department, and DPW who not only work so very hard to keep our residents safe during these past year, but volunteered their time, their money, their resources to take care of the people they serve and to make sure our residents, young and old, are not hungry or have a coat on their back. I am proud to be a resident of this community, but even more proud and honored to be humbled to serve the residents that reside here. I thank all the retirees from our municipal government for their dedication and their commitment to our community and welcome all the new hires. Again, wishing them all the best the future can bring. I know people talk about accomplishments, but I'd like to talk about successes. Whether they were grants, new equipment, new projects completed, or new projects started, it didn't just happen. The credit doesn't go up here, it goes to our department heads and the respective staffs that go above and beyond each and every day to improve the quality of life. And also, the credit goes to the professionals that we engage. Their hard work, research, dedication, determination, and their collaboration has been the key to our successes. I applaud each and every one of you department heads and your staffs. You all deserve the recognition. I say a heartfelt thank you to all our municipal employees who come to work every day, keep our town functioning smoothly. Each and every department head and municipal employee in their respective departments persevered and worked very hard to keep our town running efficiently. I want to recognize the Kearny Police Department, Kearny Fire Department, Department of Public Works, Kearny Health Department, their chiefs, our town administrator, all our municipal employees in town hall, departments and offices, the clerk's office, finance office, recreation, UEZ, code enforcement, the courts, the library, and all the other respective department heads. I say thank you for a job well done. You make Kearny work. Let us not forget the tragedies that have fallen upon the residents of our community this past year. Shocking, devastating, and life-changing. We'll all look back and reflect on how we can make a difference helping our brothers and sisters. How we can make a difference to our community, to our neighborhood, to a family in need, or to that one person. Being kind or lending a helping hand to that one person can change one's life forever. I offer my sincerest thanks to my wife Denise, my daughter Alyssa and her husband Michael, my daughter Ashley and her husband Brian, and my grandson Luke, who are unable to be here tonight, for their love and support. That support and love gives me the energy and dedication to work to continue to improve the quality of life in the town we all love, the town of Kearny. So I thank you all for allowing me to serve in the 4th Ward and working with you, Mayor Doyle, and members of this council. Again, I wish our residents happy, healthy new year of 2026 that's filled with good health, happiness, laughter, and abundant blessings. Thank you for this time.
So that was Councilman Jerry Facito after his State of the Town address, which was preceded by Mayor Doyle. And before that was County Executive Craig Guy. And if you're wondering why I chose Jerry's speech, I think it was the most heartfelt of the 9 that were given that Monday night. And I kind of think that when he was writing it, he went through the town website and got every single department, because he mentioned everybody in that speech in thanking the hard work that the town employees do put in on a daily basis. So if you're wondering why, that's why. But it was a great, it was just a very good all-around day for the most part on the reorganization for the town of Kearny. Now, we're going to get to the North Arlington reorganization in about a minute, but before we do that, let me get this off the screen right here. This is Jordy Jean. Jordy is, I have to get this off the screen too, sorry. This is Jordy Jean. He's a detective, and he has been named the 2025 Kearny Police Officer of the Year. When you see the story in the Observer, you will realize just how much Jordy has done as a detective, as a police officer, for his community, for the SWAT team, for his church. And it's really remarkable what a great human being he is. He's not just an exemplary police officer, because he really is, but he is just also a real good human being. Every time I've ever seen him, he'll stop and come over with a firm handshake and always something positive to say, no matter what. And, you know, he was on the scene at that terrible tragedy a couple of weeks ago when the bow and arrow shooting took place. And as a member of that SWAT team, these are the guys that are really putting themselves on the line on a daily basis when they have to go to calls like that. And Jordy is there with bells on every single time, it seems. It's pretty remarkable. So when you talk about somebody who deserves the Police Officer of the Year, Jordy Jean is as good a choice as you could have ever made by the Valor Committee because of the dedication that he gives to all the cases that he gets. Sometimes the cases are boring, but he puts just as much effort into the smaller and more boring cases as he would something of a much serious nature. And so, Jordy, congratulations on being named the Police Officer of the Year. And I can say this with great certainty, without even having to hesitate, that this is very, very well deserved. All right, it is about 24 minutes past 2, and what we're going to do is we're going to close things out today by showing you the reorganization meeting in the borough of North Arlington. This was a lot different. Than what happened in Kearny in 2024, certainly, but almost every year because there's a lot of harmony in North Arlington. Mayor Dan Prunty runs a very, very tight ship. And I just want you to see all the good things that are happening in North Arlington. There are a lot of great things happening in Kearny, too. But Mayor Prunty is always good when he gets behind the mic. So I'm going to end the broadcast after Mayor Prunty's speech. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. I want to thank everybody who's been here today. The ones that I see: Larry Hanlon, Ivan Anderson out in Canada, Kenny Evans, John Emilio from North Arlington, Manny Ventoso, Carol Manley, Barbara Condon, Melanie Ryan, Bill Scarterfield out in Arizona, and Valerie Curry is also here with us right now. So thank you to all of you for joining us. We'll see you next week, or if something breaks. But until then, here is Mayor Prunty's reorganization speech from a couple of days ago.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our 2026 Annual Reorganization Meeting. It is truly a pleasure to see so many people out here tonight. Each January, we hold this special meeting to reorganize our government, reflecting on our performance, evaluating our efficiency, and defining the strategic roles we will take on in the year ahead. Tonight, we will also lay out our vision for the coming year and beyond. Many of the people in this room have played a major role in the success North Arlington has experienced over the past decade. You should all be proud of that, so please, everyone, give yourselves a round of applause. Whether you are an elected official, a borough employee, a volunteer, or simply a concerned citizen, each of you contributes something meaningful to our community, even by showing up here tonight. While some outside voices may choose to report inaccurate versions of local news, those of you here get to see firsthand how this town truly operates. We are fortunate to have such dedicated people in North Arlington. In addition to the volunteers who keep us safe and serve on our boards, we also have individuals who enhance our events, like tonight's meeting. I would like to thank Father Damien, Firefighter Fuchs, David Pietri, and Leah Garrettson for being here this evening and adding their own special touch to our evening. The improvements we see throughout North Arlington are a direct result of the hard work of this administration and the voters who continue to place their trust in us. I take great pride in knowing that we have assembled an honest, dedicated, and hardworking team, one that not only listens to the daily concerns of our residents, but takes action on them. I'm proud to work alongside an exceptional borough administrator in Steve Loyacino, our outstanding clerk in Kathleen Moore, our diligent borough attorney, Randy Pierce, and lastly, my incredible council, who's always here helping others and taking on new challenges. I'd like to recognize our department heads who are accessible to the public and in constant communication with both Steve and myself. Our department heads are here tonight. They're scattered throughout the room and take an interest in our community. At this time, I'm going to ask Steve to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I certainly want to congratulate Amanda and Kirk on being returned to the council. They've been a very, very important part of everything that's going on here, and I'm sure that going forward to 2026, we're going to see more of the successes that we've been enjoying over the past few years. It's absolutely amazing how much has been done here in the borough of North Arlington, and all the things that makes this a very, very special place to live, work, and play. And I'm sure that the future, it's got many, many more good years with officials that we have up here in front of you now, serving us and trying to do all we can to make life better in North Arlington. So thank you very much, and congratulations to everyone.
Throughout the remainder of this meeting, you will hear names of professionals, volunteers, and appointed residents who dedicate their time to ensuring that North Arlington operates smoothly, efficiently, and continues to improve. It truly takes a team effort, and we have built a great one. Each year, the election results reflect the work that we have done together. Because of the progress made over the past 12+ years, our residents have, once again, re-elected the most qualified individuals to move North Arlington forward. I would like to congratulate Kirk Del Russo and Amanda DeChico on their impressive victories this past November. These results once again show that North Arlington voters do not blindly follow party lines. Our residents know who their elected officials are, they know what we do, and how our actions affect this community. Our record speaks for itself. Those who run for public office should come prepared. They should come prepared with a proven track record and a clear plan for the future. Local elections should never be about constant negativity without solutions. That is why staying informed is so important. We continue to explore better ways to communicate with our residents, including our smartphone app, North Arlington Connect. I encourage everyone who has not downloaded the North Arlington app to please download the app. It provides access to emergency alerts, recycling schedules, local ordinances, parks, maps, and more. We also maintain active social media pages. We issue press releases and we publish a biannual newsletter to ensure that everyone in our community remains informed. We live in an ever-changing community, and North Arlington continues to attract new residents who like what they see. Our responsibility as elected officials goes beyond policy. It includes getting to know our residents and our business owners. That personal connection strengthens our community and sets us apart from other municipalities. Over the years, years, we have made significant improvements to municipal services supported by highly professional department heads who lead by example. To retain qualified employees, we believe in treating them with dignity, providing proper equipment, and compensating them fairly. Good work deserves recognition, and that philosophy goes a long way. While property taxes continue to rise across New Jersey, it is important to understand that we, as the municipal government, control only the municipal portion of your tax bill. Since 2017, the average municipal tax bill has increased only modestly, largely due to rising healthcare costs. We do not control the county or Board of Education budgets, although they appear in your same bill, which could be confusing to some. This governing body remains committed to what we proudly call the North Arlington Renaissance. In 2025, we made meaningful progress toward our goals. We continued upgrades to our athletic fields. We began redesigning the Allen Park snack stand and the recreation house. We planned a major upgrade that will include a much-needed all-sports facility down at Allen Park. Along River Road, we completed the transformation of Daniel Morris Park. After adding a bocce court last year, we included a beautiful backlit garden and stunning Barcelona-style fountain illuminated year-round. This landmark will serve our community for generations to come, and I look forward to seeing our high school students using it as a backdrop for their prom photos. We also finalized the purchase of the blighted Comcast property, creating much-needed parking and improving the area's appearance. Our Christmas and holiday celebrations were enhanced, and the positive feedback we received confirmed the impact of those efforts. On the infrastructure side, we maintained regular meetings with Public Service and Passaic Valley Water to coordinate repairs as well as upgrades. While detours and disruptions are a challenging thing day to day, the work is nearly complete and smoother streets are on the way. Everybody should be clapping about that. Programs like our NA Rocks continue to thrive, bringing art and culture to Brissignola Park. Compliments from visitors about how well North Arlington is maintained speaks volumes about our DPW, our special litter details, and our residents who take pride in our town. Looking ahead to 2026 will be an exciting year. We will finally break ground on a long-awaited milestone, North Arlington's Senior and Veterans Housing Complex. I see Peggy clapping for that. This project will include a senior center, a veterans hall, and approximately 40-plus rental units reserved for seniors aged 65 and over and United States veterans, with priority given to North Arlington residents. We will also continue marketing the former Melrose property, seeking a developer who is focused on putting parking first, with retail and not residential use. Parking along the completion of River Road will be our top priorities in 2026. To address ongoing concerns, I have formed, as I mentioned earlier, a parking advisory committee, which will be assembled of residents, business owners, professionals, police, borough employees, and a council member. That will help significantly with parking issues that we are facing in town. Our tree planting program is now entering its 9th year, with more than 1,200 trees planted borough-wide, along with replacement trees for those that were lost over time. Our community events, such as our summer concerts, the senior prom, Memorial Day Parade, Celebrate North Arlington Festival, summer camps, holiday celebrations, and more, will continue in 2026 to bring people together. As many of you know, I have a big decision to make very soon. I will complete my second term as mayor in December of 2026. If I will be seeking a third consecutive term as your mayor, We must collectively make that decision in the next 3 months. Over the past 12 years, serving this town has been an honor and a responsibility I take very seriously. I want to sincerely thank my wife, my family, and my closest friends for their continued support, as it takes quite a bit away from our lives. Before I invite our elected officials up to give their words, I want to thank each of you who believes in the betterment of North Arlington. Let us continue with positivity, reject negativity, and keep moving this wonderful town forward. Thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing me to serve as your mayor.